Sa talbog ng bola, ang puso ay natadala. Sino ang magiging bida? Solid ang laban, malupit ang galawan. Solid ang fans, malakas ang hiyawan. Ang aksyon ay walang hinto. Sa solid na laro. Solid ang laban, malupit ang galawan.
Sa pagtatapos ng ating elimination round, importante para sa mga koponan makakuha ng kanilang mga pwesto as they move on to the next phase of the competition. It's important to be able to get as many victories as you possibly can, mas lalo na para dito sa Barangay Ginebra, who's on the brink here, wanting to make it at least to number 8 with a victory here against Terrafirma. Yung Terrafirma naman, tanggal na, but they're playing for pride. Stop the skid or continue the streak. That is our game story for today. Anthony tayo kasama si Dean Kinito Henson. Kinito, this is going to be an interesting match because one team playing for pride, the other playing for playoff
Well,
position.
tutukan natin ang Barangay Ginebra. Record po nila 4-4, but they have won 3 of their last 4 games. Hinahabol nila, well, not only to make it to the quarterfinals, but they have a slim chance to make it even to the top 4, depending on how they do in this game and the next 2 games. Makikita po natin ang ating team stand, si Terrafirma is in the bottom of the barrel, and ang kanilang plus-minus in terms of points scored for and against, minus 138. That is a league lowest. And for Barangay Ginebra, they are plus 39. Maganda pinapakita ng Ginebra lately. As we said, they are on a sort of a semi-streak. They've won their last 2 games, and previously, as we mentioned, they've won their 3 of their last 4. Kanya, looking good at Barangay Ginebra, especially now that they've gotten back their Gilas players.
Right now, let's take a look at the previous game of Terrafirma. A big loss that they had against Meralco. At syempre, gusto naman nila makabangon because they want to be able to end this conference, at least, hopefully, with a bang.
You know, I sympathize with Terrafirma because in this particular game, they went up 9-0. Pero hindi nila nakayanan to preserve that lead, and Meralco coming right back. At the end, the Bolts winning by 33 big points. Alain ba? 33. And, you know, Terrafirma, not exactly the best defensive team in the league. They're number 11 in the department. And, you know, Barangay Ginebra, by the way, in contrast, is number 1 sa depensa.
Pag-usapan natin yung kanilang mga players, and they do have some horses to be able to use, and one of them obviously is this.
He's probably the speediest, if, you know, one of the speediest guards in the league. And Mark Nonoy started out the season playing 3 games, and then he went down with an injury for 4 games, but he has come back strong. He's averaging in double figures in this competition. Nonoy is averaging 12 points, 3.2 rebounds, and 5.2 assists. Not bad for a rookie performer, and or for someone who was really making up for lost time, si Mark Nonoy.
Pero meron din sila mga ibang maaasahan. Katulad nito si Paulo Hernandez, who is showing that he should be the starting point guard here for the squad of Terrafirma.
That's right. And by the way, si Nonoy, hindi na pala rookie yun. And Paulo Hernandez, yes, he's a guy who brings a lot of energy to this team. He can play 1, he can play 2, sometimes even 3. He's a guy who can post up. Ito pong ginawa niya against Meralco. Not bad, 18 points. And for, you know, for someone like him, I think it's important that he continues to score heavily. And for Terrafirma, they've got 5 players who are ravaging in double-figure points. One of them is Paulo Hernandez.
Well, yung unang dalawang pinag-usapan natin, yung mga naglalaro sa may labas. Let's now talk about their man in the middle. Itong si Luis Sanggalang has shown everybody that he really is a fixture here para sa Terrafirma.
He's got a lot of moves, especially underneath the basket. And he also has a 3-point shot, as we saw in that instant replay of a previous contest. He's averaging 12.1 points and 4 rebounds and 1.4 assists. Itong ginawa niya against Meralco, a little bit over his average. Not bad, 13 points. Solid numbers for Luis Sanggalang.
So they do have the horses. Let's see if they're able to put things together. Ngayon naman, for a little bit more on Terrafirma, punta natin si Apple David, who's at courtside.
Being a former player of Barangay Ginebra, Coach Ronald Tuben knows very well na hindi sila iti-take lightly ngayong gabi nitong Kings. Ang sabi nga niya, when you put on that Ginebra jersey, you're expected na magpakita ng puso ng Ginebra, and with the crowd being their 6th man, lalong expectation na bawal matalo. And that is why Coach Ronald emphasized how they really should be able to find ways to compete and deliver kahit paramdam na nilang mamamain sila ng kalaban. They cannot be intimidated on the court and look lost. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thanks a lot, Apple. Well, let's now talk about the other side. Let's talk about the Gin Kings. And as you said, they are in a 2-game winning streak, starting to find their stride. And for Coach Tim Cone, he feels that they're peaking at the right time.
I think so. But one thing that Coach Tim Cone needs to address is his short rotation because kung tatakbuhan sila ng mga kalaban, baka maubusan sila sa bandang dulo. But in that game against Blackwater, and they won very comfortably by 18 points. And you see that their ball movement has produced 25 assists in that game and 11 assists only for Blackwater. Bench points, terrific. 53 for Barangay Ginebra. And Blackwater, you saw that figure. But Terrafirma, I want to be able to say, is number 2 in bench points sa ating liga. And that's going to be a big factor for Terrafirma to try to make this game close. Or maybe they can even win it in the end.
Pag-usapan natin doon si RJ Abarientos after his stint there with the national team. That just might really spur him to greater heights.
Well, Abarientos is now the leading scorer for Barangay Ginebra. Believe it or not, you know, he's outscoring Scotty Thompson, he's outscoring Stephen Holt and Japet Aguilar. And this guy has certainly made a name for himself. Against Blackwater, 15 points. He's averaging 15.5 points, 2.8 rebounds, and 2 assists a game, shooting 33.9% from beyond the arc.
One of the bright spots para sa Barangay Ginebra, but they have some others. Yung mga ibang pwede na asahan katulad nito, si Stephen Holt.
Stephen Holt is the do-everything guy for Coach Tim Cone. He's a jack of all trades. He's a Swiss Army knife. He can play all 5 positions, including center. And sometimes when Coach Tim Cone wants to rest Japet Aguilar, he puts Holt over in the middle when they play small. And Barangay Ginebra is very comfortable with Holt playing whatever position he feels comfortable with.
Let's try to go down the bench here of Coach Tim Cone. Pero talaga yun ang estilo niya. He really likes a short rotation. He's always had that. But here, breaking into that rotation of Coach Tim Cone has been Jason David.
Nakakagulat si Jason David. He comes in spurts, and against Blackwater, he scored in double figures. And he's a guy who's averaging only 4.1 points a game. Only 11 minutes and 32 seconds a game. But ito minutes siya against Blackwater, 23-23. So that's way above his average of about 11, a little bit over 11 minutes a game. But for Jason David, when his number is called, you know that he's ready.
Well, against Terrafirma, he just might be called upon once again to play over 20 minutes. At this stage, let's turn things back over to Apple David.
Anthony and the Ginebra took on a schedule where they faced the top teams at the start of the conference. Now the remaining games are the ones that will take them to the playoffs. At kahit pa bottom team sa mga susunod na makakaharap nila, these are the most important games for them. Sabi nga ni Coach Richard Del Rosario, they have to put all the seriousness in these games because if they start losing, they may not even make it to the next round. At dahil nga sunod-sunod ang laro ng Ginebra, crucial yung players coming off the bench. If the first 5 gets a good start, then make sure there is no dip. If slow start naman, then be able to level up the game. Back to you, gentlemen.
Thanks a lot, Apple. Is that an indication that Coach Tim Cone is going to lengthen now his bench?
Well, I think he might want to experiment with a lot of combinations in this game, considering that Terrafirma is out of the running. And, you know, looking at the stats, Terrafirma doesn't really play tough defense. And they are, you know, very poor in stopping assists of the other team. So I think that's something that Ginebra will capitalize on. After this game, Barangay Ginebra still has rain or shine to play. That will be in Bahrain, December 17. And then Titan is our last game, December 21. And for Terrafirma, after this game, they go up against San Miguel Beer on December 17.
All to play for para sa Barangay Ginebra. Gusto makapasok at katulad ng sinabi ni Kinito, may pagkakataon pa silang umabot dun sa top 4 which has a twice to beat advantage. That's definitely where you'd want to be at entering the playoffs. But first order of business, makapasok muna sa top 8 para siguradong pasok sa quarterfinals.
And for Barangay Ginebra, a lot of things to look at. As you mentioned, Anthony, yung kanilang rotation, it's something that maybe Coach Tim Cone wants to lengthen a little bit to be able to preserve his guys down the stretch. And we saw that in Gilas. Coach Tim Cone usually even applies a short rotation with Gilas. But in those 2 games against Guam, ang haba ng rotation, maganda ang pinalabasan.
Let's now turn it courtside para makita natin kung sino ang first five para sa dalawang kupunan.
Sa Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. Let's see the starting lineups first from the Terrafirma Dyip. At guard from Muntinlupa, number 38, Grant Paraiso. From Quezon City, also at guard, number 19, Paolo Hernandez. At forward from San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, number 26, J.M. Bravo. From Pasig City, at forward, number 10, Aljon Mariano. And at center from Aklan, number 5, Keith Zaldivar. Head coach for Terrafirma is Ronald Tubid. And now introducing the starters for the Barangay Ginebra San Miguel. At guard, the PBA 46 season MVP from Igosabo del Sur, number 9, Scotty Thompson. Also at guard from Las Piñas, number 2, Jeremiah Gray. At forward, the PBA 48 season Rookie of the Year from Angeles, Pampanga, number 14, Stephen Hall. Also at forward, a 4-time All-Star from Cagayan Valley, number 1, Troy Rosario. And at center, an 8-time champion from Tasmuan, Pampanga, number 25, Jacket Aguilar. Head coach for Barangay Ginebra is Tim Go. Game officials are Romel Gruta, Jeff Tantay, Carlo Vergara, and Jerome Guy. This game is under the supervision.
Yan ang ating mga opisyal. Romel Gruta, Jeffrey Tantay, Carlo Vergara, and Jerome Guy. Ito ang starting five ng bawat koponan. Pinakilala dito sa mga kaibigan natin dito sa Ninoy Aquino Stadium. And here we go as we usher in the weekend with this doubleheader. We start off with Barangay Ginebra up against Terrafirma. Troy Rosario hands it over to Scotty as they look to run their first play of the match. Jacket Aguilar playing very high. They look for an eye in the sky play. It works! As we take a look at the Dean's List.
Well, from Barangay Ginebra, unahin natin, importante that they break down the interior defense of Terrafirma, and that's exactly what Jacket Aguilar did. Because Terrafirma, kung kita natin ang stats, they are giving up the second most points in the paint. But Barangay Ginebra is last place in paint points. And that's Zaldivar scoring the 2 points also close to the shaded area, or inside the shaded area rather. And for Ginebra, the second point is movement to find the open man. Their number 3 assist sa liga natin, 20.9 assists a game. That's a medium range jumper coming from Troy Rosario. And finally, in our Dean's List for Ginebra, they want to limit Terrafirma to less than 90 points in this game and less than 40% shooting from the field. Maya-maya pag-uusapan natin ng Terrafirma.
Right now, 2 points ang lamang ng koponan ng Barangay Ginebra. Hernandez will come up short. One of the easy rebounds here for Japet. Scotty will push into the heart of the defense. Heard the whistle, tinapon na lang niya, and 2 free throws coming up here.
That's early offense by Barangay Ginebra, catching the defense of Terrafirma a little bit porous as he went straight to the hole. And for Terrafirma naman, itong ating Dean's List, number 1, they need to play a high-octane pace. Take advantage of Barangay Ginebra short rotation. Also, not as young legs. Average age ng Terrafirma is 27.4. Average age ng Ginebra is 31.5. Ginebra has 4 players who are at least 35 years old. I think the important thing also is familiarity breeds contempt. And what do I mean by this? Aljon Mariano starting here for Terrafirma. He's a player who once played for Barangay Ginebra. We don't know if Mav Ahnis is going to be able to play, but those 2 guys are very familiar with Ginebra's system. If Mav is not able to play because of that calf muscle injury that prevented him to play in the previous game, at least he'll be able to give his inputs on the bench. And finally, they need to capitalize on turnovers because Barangay Ginebra is a team that actually lapses into a lot of turnovers. And in the last game against Blackwater, they had 3 more turnovers than Blackwater, yet they won.
Offensive rebound there by Holt. He's going to lose it though. Stepping on the sideline, kitang-kita natin yun. That was right down our eyesight, our line of sight.
Yeah, something that Terrafirma needs to watch for. They cannot afford to throw away possessions against a team like Barangay Ginebra. Ito na naman.
There's another one. Back-to-back big slams coming from Jacket Aguilar.
And they're realizing that that interior defense of Terrafirma, not exactly the best in the league. As we mentioned, as far as giving up paint points, they are last in the league. They're giving up so many paint points. Actually, number 11 in the league, giving up paint points at a rate of 49.6 points.
They go to Holt. Holt will try to bring it inside. Sets up Gray. Gray for three. Bang!
What an explosion by Barangay Ginebra, because they're doing it on both fronts. From the inside, from the outside. And it looks like Barangay Ginebra is really at its peak at this time.
Once again, a big slam. Galing kay Jacket Aguilar. And their lead is now 9.
Wala pa yung screen eh, di ba? Man, bago atakihin. Ano mo muna lumabas?
Yan naman, pag-usapan natin si Jeremiah Gray. Another one of the players that Coach Tim Coney is so high on. Can hit the outside shot, which he just did a while ago, forcing a timeout galing sa Terrafirma. Tignan natin, kinito yung kanya mga numero. 12 points, 2 rebounds, the last timeout laban sa Blackwater.
Not bad coming from Jeremiah Gray. And he's someone who's averaging a little bit less than double figures. He's averaging 9 points a game.
3-point shot a while ago, brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. Hernandez, foul late tawag. Might be on Scotty Thompson.
Scotty Thompson, first substitution.
Sanggalang getting ready to check in. Hindi pa siya pagbibigyan ng pagkakataon. Here he comes. Taking the spot of Zaldivar, who did quite well. 1 out of 2 for the field. 2 points. Just missing on that 3-pointer earlier. Aiso naghahanap ng pwesto. Hernandez, titira ng malayo. That's gonna come up way short.
And that's not a good sign. Pag nakikita ng Terrafirma na maganda ang depensa ng Barangay Ginebra, they just take the outside shot because it's the shot that's only available na binibigay sa kanila ng depensa ng Barangay Ginebra. Another incursion inside the shaded area, and Scotty Thompson connects.
At sinabi mo, Kinito, they have a porous interior defense. Right now, let's turn it over to Apple.
Naihagis na ni Coach Jeff Napa yung kanyang whiteboard sa frustration during the last huddle. Kakasabi ko lang ng pregame, they should not look lost on offense. Pero bakit kung ano-ano yung ginagawa nila? For example, they're attacking without the screen. They're very uncoordinated. So that early timeout is also an early wake-up call para sa Duke. Tingnan natin kung magising.
So far,
Well,
they
big
are really not
problems.
waking up. They only have
Tama.
2 points, Kinito.
Well, Anthony, hindi lang sa depensa nagkukulang ang Terrafirma, kundi sa opensa rin. No? So on both ends, they've got to have that chemistry that's so important for a team to be able to connect one player with the other in playing both ends of the floor.
That pass a little bit too low there.
Yun, nakakuha sila ng turnover against Barangay Ginebra. We did say that that's an important thing. The Terrafirma forces turnovers on Barangay Ginebra, and then they capitalize on their turnovers.
Nonoy on the floor now. He's going to add a lot of speed, that's for sure. Not to mention Spunk. Sanggalang puts it down inside. Hernandez delivers.
Good pass coming from Sanggalang. Mark Nonoy started the last game. He scored 22 points, but this time, Coach Ronald Tulin having him come off the bench. Along with Jerry Castanisi, who was not started a single game in this conference.
Rosario puts up a 3-0. Almost another offensive rebound by Holt. Stopping, popping. Maybe not the best of shots galing kay Bravo.
A little bit impatient on the part of Bravo to pull the trigger.
They kick it out. Japet will bring it closer. Kisses it off the glass. That's elementary stuff here for Japet.
You know, it's amazing that at 38 years old, Japet Aguilar continues to play at a very high level. He's already retired from active duty with Gilas, but you know, I think he can play several more years if he wants to.
Almost a block galing kay Scotty Thompson. And
Mariano.
Mariano.
That's Aljon Mariano going up against his previous team.
15-6 ang ating talaan. Gray from the outside, a little bit too strong.
Terrafirma playing with the zone defense, and I think that's working so far here for Terrafirma. Making
Hernandez will
Barangay
kick it
Ginebra
out.
miss.
Bravo, masyado malakas.
And second straight outside shot coming from Bravo.
Gonna settle down in their half-court set. Scotty for three. Nothing. There's
And
no
good job. That zone defense is working. There's a stutter step motion coming from Mark Donoy. And he will step on the line.
Yes, stepping on the baseline. Itatawag na ating opisyal. Here come the shock troopers for Barangay Ginebra. They've been able to build a 9-point lead. 6 minutes gone here in the opening period. Torres in, David in, and Barrientos in as well. Barrientos now taking the point guard chores. Hold from the outside, fake the three. Malakas. Just too many offensive rebounds as well here para sa Barangay Ginebra.
That height advantage of Barangay Ginebra, getting them the offensive rebound and a second chance opportunity, giving Troy Rosario a chance to put some points on the line. Pero magandang pinapakita ng zone defense ng Terrafirma. It's making Barangay Ginebra adjust its offense. 4 players now for Barangay Ginebra have scored against 3 for Terrafirma. And those 3 players of Terrafirma have scored just 2 points apiece.
Walang problema sa dalawang free throw dito ni Troy Rosario. Babalik sa 11 ang kalamangan, 70-6.
And that should improve Troy Rosario's free throw percentage, which is only 38.5% before this game.
Sanggalang tries to force the issue. No. Nobody there for the offensive rebound. Galing dito sa Terrafirma.
Yeah, kulang na kulang sa sentro ang Terrafirma. How they wish that K. Mark Carino would be able to play again, because he would give them a lot of ceiling. And also their first-round draft choice, Gio Chu, who's now playing for Abra in the MPPL Finals.
Another offensive rebound.
Once
Tama.
Chu is done with Abra, he can jump straight into the Terrafirma lineup, but it might be a little too late. Isa na lang laro ng Terrafirma pagkatapos nito.
Well, hopefully he can at least get 1 game in, Kinito, bago dumating ang susunod na komperensya.
Oo, depende yan kung kailan matatapos yung MPBL Finals. Almost a steal on Norbert Torres.
Holt left wide open for this three. Bang!
That's the problem when you're playing a zone defense. You leave a lot of those shooters open. Jerica Hamizi on the floor, and they're taking their shots also from the outside.
Anapi will misfire. That pass a little bit too strong. Saved by David, and eventually they'll lose it. Helter-skelter basketball as Ahan Misi checks in. He's their stabilizer. Sanggalang almost lost it. Gets blocked there by Torres.
Big man Norbert Torres protecting that shaded area.
Holt, another three. Why not? That rims out.
Here's
Here's
a
Nonoy.
2-on-1. And he will go straight to the hole. Yun ang sinasabi natin, how Terrafirma needs to be able to speed up the game. If they can get those rebounds, if they can get those turnovers against Barangay Ginebra, makakatakbo sila. More of that zone defense that we're seeing here.
They swing that ball around, and so does the defense. David will come up short. Here's Nonoy. Puts up a three. Short. He thought he had it. He was on his way back down.
A lot of confidence behind that shot, but he could have actually driven in. That lane was wide open for a one-on-one.
Especially with his speed, Ginito.
Oo.
Ikot na naman sila ng bola sa may labas. As Coach Tim Cohn looks to try to go deeper into his bench. Paul does not yet rested. He comes up with an air ball there.
Variation of a 1-2-2 zone defense by Terrafirma. Doing a good job of getting some stops even if they're down by 12.
Three minutes 15 ang natitira sa ating first period. 12-point lead enjoyed here by Barangay Ginebra. Terrafirma with possession. Hanapi tries to look inside. That's great defense from Ku.
Ito yung sinasabi natin kanina, Anthony, about Barangay Ginebra going deep into its bench, trying to preserve the starters for the stretch run. Now they've got a lot of shock troopers on the floor. Robert Torres, Ralph Ku, Estil nandyan, Jason David, and Abarientos. All of these guys are second-unit players. Some of them are even third-unit players. But no starters on the floor for Barangay Ginebra.
Nothing there on the 4 attempt. Almost a steal. Baka nakalimutan ni Ku na gano'ng kabilis itong si Nonoy.
Oo.
Timeout will be called by Barangay Ginebra. Coach Tim wants to talk things over despite the fact that they're up by 12.
It's not working. It's because as soon as you go 1-3-1, they match up, go in the man. So
Japet Aguilar's retirement from the national team was announced in the last FIBA window. At ang sabi ni Japet, after 16 years of serving Gilas, he felt at peace leaving kasi nakita niya yung programa ng Philippine basketball. It leveled up and it is on the right path with the young athletes coming in the program. Pero ang isa sa talagang mamimiss niya bukod sa actual games is really the preparation, the process, the training camps. Just knowing that they will be up against world-ranked teams, talagang ang sarap nung journey. Marami siyang natutunan and doon talaga din nag-improve yung kanyang laro. And so for the next window, he will be one of the #1 cheerers ng ating Gilas Pilipinas. Back to the back.
Thanks a lot, Apo. Pero pag tinawag siya ni Coach Tim Cohn, wala naman siya magagawa.
Oo.
Babalik at babalik yan.
Hindi siya makakaindi.
As of now, sabi nga niya, give chance to the younger guys. And these younger guys for Terrafirma have a lot to learn up against the veterans they're up against. Sanggalang forces the issue, will overshoot. Abarientos looking for space, stops, pops. A little bit too strong. Coach Tim not happy with that early shot. Here's Nonoy. Nice setup. Hanapi for three.
And that's a good assist coming from Mark Nonoy. Yung ginawa niya, he went straight inside the shade of the area, got the defense to collapse towards him, and then he passed off to an open shooter.
Estil to the wing. Ku. They go inside. Norbert Torres. Just short.
That was an easy shot for Norbert. Used a little bit of movement to get away from that zone defense.
This three-point shot is brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Mark Nonoy nagdadala ng bola para sa Terrafirma. There's the high pick. He rejects it. Yung bola nasa labas pa.
Hanapin now, try to bring it closer.
That's the pass.
Sets up Rivero. Nice to see Prince back in the PBA.
Good inside-outside attack. Kanina nakita natin si Hanapi scoring from the outside. Now Prince Rivero inside. And Barangay Ginebra going to Norbert Torres. He enjoys that mismatch sa loob. All he needs to do is to move his feet and get him inside position. And he's gonna do that time and again against Prince Rivero.
All he needed to do was set his feet, went up strong, and now on the line to try to complete a three-point play.
Rivero going down. You know, that could have been a faking a foul. Yun ang pinag-uusapan ngayon sa basketball circles about flopping. Yung nangyari sa NCAA Finals. 2 technical fouls for a flop. Then you get suspended. Hindi yata tama yun. That's not even in the FIBA rulebook.
That's true. None once again. When he try to break down the defense. He'll give it up.
And then he gets it back. That matchup of Barrientos and None, that's a tremendous matchup. And he's looking to pass the ball out.
Katapusan is in.
Gotta put it up. And there's a foul. That's a bailout foul.
Mas maganda yung Norbert Torres.
Yeah. Anthony, mas maganda ang ikat ng bola ngayon ng Terrafirma Dyip. They're down by 12 still. You're seeing much better movement now with Nonoy orchestrating.
Parang mas may flow yung kanilang dating sa opensa.
Mukha nga, mukha nga.
Babalik si Bravo sa laro.
Naunahan lang ang Terrafirma ng Barangay Ginebra. And that's why they're sitting on this big lead. Here's Nonoy. Look at him go. Hindi lang pumasok yung tira, but he's one of the best one-on-one artists in the PBA.
They're looking for a steal. Kicks it up high. Who says, let's settle down. Marami pa naman silang oras sa kanilang shot clock. Great pass. Steal will get denied. Torres is there. He gets blocked.
Hindi na nag-zone defense yung Terrafirma that time with the switching. Here's an outside shot. Hindi pumasok at the buzzer of the first quarter.
And Misi was looking at that clock. He was ready to shoot. He did. Just comes up short. 25-13 is our tally pagkatapos ng ating first quarter. The fearless Ronald Dubid. Naglaro para sa Barangay Ginebra 2006 to 2012. He had 2 PBA titles with Barangay Ginebra. Siya rin ang co-finals MVP. Kasama ni Eric May ng 2008 Fiesta Conference.
A very rich PBA background for Ronald Dubid. And his assistant coach, Jeff Napa of NU. And the team manager is Pido Harencio. You've got the elite core of the UAAP represented in that Terrafirma organization. Si Dubid played for UE.
Well, all 3 schools are out of the competition. It's just now down to UP and De La Salle University.
Well, it's going to be a very hard and tough battle on Sunday. That'll be game 2 of the UAAP men's basketball finals.
Now Terrafirma with possession to open up second quarter hostilities. Nonoy pa rin. Nonoy sa may loob. That was up against 3 defenders. Wala siyang katakot-takot.
Bilis eh. Here's Mark Nonoy.
Foul's going to be on Japet, the tallest of them all.
Mark Nonoy was a first-round draft pick in 2024, and last season, as a rookie, he averaged 11.4 points and 12 minutes and 14 seconds in the last Philippine Cup. Right now, he's averaging 24 minutes and 40 seconds. Kanya, that's double his exposure from the previous conference.
Quick ball movement, and that sets up Estil. Left wide open for that 3.
Pangalawa na yan. There's a reason kung bakit pinili ni Coach Tim Doon si Sunny Estil in the last draft. And that's going to be a backcourt violation for Terrafirma.
Look at a quick ball movement. Sanggalang gave Estil just too much space, and he paid the price. 28-15 ang ating talaan ngayon. Let's turn it over once again to Apple David.
Kunin niyo yung rebound. Yan ang sabi ni Coach Jeff Napa sa kanyang players with Ginebra out-rebounding them in the first quarter 10-16. Kailangan daw doble effort pa. Really make that conscious effort to grab those rebounds. Dagdag pa dyan, find ways or create opportunities in the paint. Score in the paint. Back to you, Judge.
Akala ko naman kung ano pinapakuha ni Apple sa atin.
Well, scoring in the paint is exactly what Barangay Ginebra did. And we talked about that in our Dean's List, how important it is for them to get those points in the interior. There's Nonoy connecting. That's a long 2 para sa kanya. He's got 6 points in the game.
He's gonna cut the lead back down to 13. Aparrientos. That's from way downtown.
And Terrafirma should stick to that zone defense. It takes away the inside position of Japet Aguilar, who's just a tower on the floor. He's just, nobody can match up against him.
Well, Nono is now sent to the bench. Ang malaking tanong dito, who will pick up the scoring cudgels? Paraiso in. They find Mariano inside. He gets the easy layup.
Good assist coming from Brent Paraiso. It's no secret that if you trust your teammate and pass that ball around, then good things will happen. Still employing that zone defense is Terrafirma. They're playing sort of like a matchup zone here.
They look inside once again.
Yun ang problema. Once Japet Aguilar gets inside position with his movement without the ball, they just locate him with those alley-oop passes and he will score unmolested. The whole idea is when you're playing that zone defense, especially the backline 3, as opposed to the 2 going up in that zone defense, you need to be able to box out or make sure that the opposing centers do not get inside position. You don't want to get sealed by someone like Japet Aguilar.
And still almost got the offensive rebound. Katapusan comes away with it though. Nobody picked up Katapusan.
But he stopped his
by his
dribble.
lonesome. Yeah, he did, exactly.
If he just kept his dribble, he would have found a way to penetrate.
Bravo sa may loob, kicks it out. Hernandez for 3.
Oh,
yes. That's his second 3. Check that. His second basket.
Shooting a little bit less than 30% from three-point distance. Here's a steal coming from Terrafirma. Hernandez looking for another three-pointer. Going down, might have been taking a foul.
Maybe not the best of shots as well.
Oh. He wanted to go 2 in a row from that three-point distance.
Higit na naman ang bola ang Barangay Ginebra. Holt, who just checked in, that's going to rim out. And still with a nudge in the back, galing kay Paraiso.
Barangay Ginebra will keep possession. Terrafirma actually outscoring Barangay Ginebra in this quarter so far. They've got 9 points and Barangay Ginebra has 7.
Hold. Once again, they go inside. I think that time from Chapit Aguilar. Sa kanyang fall away.
Paraiso stepping on the gas and then copping out. I tell you, the presence of Chapit Aguilar in the shaded area really makes you change your shot and also dictates where the offense is going to go.
Not a good pass. Katapusan saw that.
It's going to be an easy 2 points here for Paulo Hernandez. That lead is chopped down to 8. And as I said, no, Terrafirma doing a good job in this second quarter.
Chapit Aguilar inside.
Right now, he's unstoppable. Yan ang problema sa zone defense ko minsan. If you've got a setter like Japet who's very agile, he moves around that zone defense and finds the angle, and that's going to be a turnover.
Not a good pass.
Naipit siya. Wala siyang mapasahan doon, Brent Paraiso throwing that ball away.
Well, the question is, he was forcing the issue to the other side. Katapusan was actually right behind him.
Oo.
Barangay Ginebra. Iniikot na naman ang bola. Up by 10. Troy Rosario is in, so that's more ceiling with the Gin Kings.
There's the outside shot by Scotty.
Almost another offensive rebound, but here comes Paraiso. With no numbers, though. Mariano just faking a 3. Bravo, hands it off. Paraiso puts up a long one. Masyado malakas.
And next is steal, and it's not a good shot, but Angel Mariano right there for the offensive rebound and a putback. And the lead is 8.
That's what Mariano does. He just sticks around. Quick 3. Little drop here for Abarientos.
That's his first bucket of the game. Bilis makabawi ng Barangay Ginebra.
11 na naman ang kanilang lamang. Here's Hernandez.
At the switch, big man on Hernandez.
He's
Not
been
a good
forcing
shot
up
to
a
take.
lot of long threes.
A little bit impatient in trying to execute that offense, especially since on the switch, mas malaki yung katapat ni Hernandez, si Troy Rosario. Eto na naman, inside 2 points, this time coming from Troy Rosario. It's that combination, Rosario at saka si Japet Aguilar, keeping Barangay Ginebra dominant inside the shaded area.
Right now, let's take a look at this 3-point shot brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook. Draining that from the wing. And Barangay Ginebra up 13.
Siya dapat yung nasa opposite. Hindi. Sino yung Torres? Di ba nasa loob Torres? Torres. Torres. Kailangan siya
Vote now. PBA 50 All-Star sa Candon City. Scan the QR code or visit www.pba.ph/allstar. Voting period is until January 18. Details: 5 North, 5 South, 12 rookies and sophomores, and 12 juniors ang i-vote nyo. Pamaskong handog ng PBA as we celebrate Christmas on PBA's 50th season. Your PBA will be giving away free tickets throughout the month of December 2025. First come, first serve basis.
Execution ng Barangay Ginebra has led to 13 assists so far, as against 7 for Terrafirma. That's going to be a foul on Terrafirma. And you notice yung combination na gustong na pinapakita dito ni Coach Tincon. Always 2 big guys on the floor at any given time. Ngayon, pinahinga niya si Japet Aguilar. Torres is back on the floor, combining with Troy Rosario.
Well, Torres is no slouch inside, especially when he's got a mismatch here against Ahnisi. They send a triple team. He's going to lose it, though.
Good job on the part of Terrafirma on the defensive end.
Jarek gets away.
That's his first bucket of the game, his first 2 points. Lead chopped down to 11. Ito na naman, wide open shot.
Torres all day. And that's why Coach Tincone loves Torres. He can hit the outside shot. Works perfectly there with that triangle.
That's 6 3-point shots connected now by Barangay Ginebra.
That's an offensive foul.
A little bit out of control is Brent Paraisa. Mark Nona is checking back in to take over the point guard position. Lead is up to 14 now. A lot of time left here in the second period, 5-10. Ang sinasabi natin about Barangay Ginebra's defense showing up here, they need to be able to limit Terrafirma to less than 90 and to less than 40% field goal percentage. Yun ang napag-usapan natin sa ating team split. Let's see whether they can get it done.
Nice ball movement para sa Barangay Ginebra. Inside, nakawala si Scotty Thompson. Thompson was just waiting there sa may dunker spot.
At saka yung movement nila, no? Movement without the ball by Barangay Ginebra, that's one way to be able to destroy that zone defense ng kalaban. It's a lot of movement, and when you're playing zone, you're guarding space. Even if you play a matchup zone, you end up more often than not guarding space. And if you got an opponent that's moving the ball around, tapos yung mga player gumagalaw din, ayun, makakakuha ka ng pagkakataon, kahanad ng puwang.
Now a 17-point advantage enjoyed by Barangay Ginebra.
Pick and roll action here. Nonoy and Mariano didn't get position for the roll. Mariano. Oh,
That's a great pass.
Nice pass. Prince Rivero getting his 4th point of that pass. Coming from Aljon Mariano.
15 pa rin ang lamang ng Barangay Ginebra. Nasa kanila yung bola. Look inside, Troy Rosario. So simple.
All they do is just pass the ball. And if you're seeing Terrafirma just standing around playing that zone defense, you're gonna get wide open. And Rosario is a master of that medium range shot.
Aljon,
Not a
come
good
up
shot.
short.
Oo. Walang tinamaan yun. That's a hack coming from Prince Rivero.
Well, he wanted to have nothing to do with Troy Rosario inside that shaded area.
But that's a penalty situation. You give a foul like that, you put Rosario on the line. Got to be aware of what your foul situation is.
Here's that great pass once again.
Highlight yun.
Well, the problem is the highlights have been few and far between, Kinito.
Oh. Missing the first free throw is Troy Rosario. As we did say, Rosario, not a good free throw shooter. Less than 40% shooting from the free throw before this game. It's 1 out of 2. He's picking up the points. He's got 9 now. Japet Aguilar is showing the way with 12. Aguilar is the only player in double figures so far. That's a 4.
They're 0 for 2 from that distance. Another rebound, Kalinke Rosario.
Only exactly shooting 11% from 4-point line.
Here's Holt. Nasa may labas pa rin. Ikot na naman sila ng bola. Holt. You want to take that 3, he says. Lapit na lang natin. He's gonna get that 2 to drop. 20 na ang kalamangan dito ng kupunan ng Barangay Ginebra. Only a 30-second timeout as we take a look at the remaining game of Terrafirma. They've got the San Miguel Beermen right here at the Nino Aquino Stadium on December 17.
Isa na lang yan. Only one game left here for Terrafirma. And for Ginebra, as we mentioned earlier, they've got two more. Rain or Shine, that'll be in Bahrain on December 17. Then they've got Titan. That's the rescheduled game on December 21st. That game was postponed because of a typhoon. So assuming that Barangay Ginebra is going to waltz to victory tonight in this game, so aakyat sila sa 5-4. If they win two more games, they'll still move up to 7-4. And depending on how the other teams do, they might have a shot at that twice-to-beat advantage.
Well, that's a target for Coach Tim Cone. Sigurado yun. Mas madali. Hernandez gives it up.
Scotty Thompson with the steal. Scotty Thompson driving and has a second chance opportunity for Travis Adams. And now in double figures.
It's now a 22-point advantage for the Gin Kings.
Barangay Ginebra is unchallenged underneath the boards. Kung anong ginagawa nila in terms of dominating the boards is exactly what they're doing. Barangay Ginebra, not playing with the zone defense, a little bit of Terrafirma's medicine that they're applying.
Badly needed three. Galing dito kay Hernandez.
He's also in double figures.
What a putback. It's
Hindi na
not gonna
pumasok.
drop though.
Ito na si Nonoy.
Nice setup. They look for Hernandez. Just can't hit though. Final 2 minutes of the first half. Look at the patience they're showing here. More than enough time on their shot clock. It's still at 7.
And there's a foul underneath. Penalty situation, but I thought that was also a shooting foul. So in either way, Scotty Thompson will go to the line for 2 free throws.
A timeout will be called by Coach Tim Cone here. A minute 43 to be played in the second period.
Souvenir shirts, courtesy of PBA, Originals, and Big Bar.
But these games are all really crucial for us. Just number one, to get into the playoffs. And we just want to win as many games as we can and look up at the end of the stand, at the end of eliminations and see where we are. Maybe we get lucky and get to that top 4 still. But like I said, we have to get lucky. A lot of things would have to break our way for that to happen. But the bottom line is we got to continue to win games. And so every game for us right now is a playoff game.
And here we have the team standings, exactly what you were talking about. And then Coach Tim Cone as well.
Well, number 1 team is Rain or Shine. They're 7-2. Ang Barangay Ginebra, they actually started out losing 3 of their first 4 games, but now they won 3 of their last 4 games. But yung Barangay Ginebra, as we mentioned, they could go up to 7-4. Depending kung anong mangyari among the top teams, they may have a shot at a twice-to-beat advantage by finishing top 4.
The first order of business, siguraduhin nilang makakuha yung panalo dito laban sa Terrafirma.
Scotty Thompson, also not a good free throw shooter. He's hitting only 46.2% from the line. Ano nangyari sa atin? Oh, 2 missed free throws here by Scotty. What's going on? I think nakakahawa yung mga missing free throws. Hindi lang dito, kundi sa collegiate level din. Is a zone defense being used here by Barangay Ginebra. We saw that in the previous play of Terrafirma with a 4-point shot.
They've been looking to misfire on that one. Under a minute remaining. Ating second quarter. Hernandez
That's
nakawala.
Nice drive by Hernandez. You want to looking for the gaps because if that zone is stationary and if you're moving, you'll be able to find your gap. And he found it down the baseline sa play na yun.
Not a good pass.
Tatakbo na naman. Here's Mark Nonoy. Oh!
What a block
Block
there
yun.
by Gray. He was waiting for that one.
Yeah.
Well, he had to make that block or else he would have gotten chewed out by Coach Tim Cone.
28.7 seconds in the half and 20 seconds in the shot clock of Terrafirma.
Still a lot of time. Hernandez for two. Masyado na malakas. Now they're going to go for the final shot. They send it over to Scotty.
Hindi naman sila magmamadali. Still 10 seconds on the shot clock. On the game clock, rather. Jason the bid. Huwag lang sila magkamali with the turnovers. Norbert Torres missing the three-pointer.
Well, they got the shot that they were looking for. The open three. Still, a dominating performance ang pinakita ng Gin Kings dito. Let's take a look at the Babad play of the half. Brought to you by Devant. Enjoy unforgettable TV Babad moments with your family. Only with Devant. Chapat Aguilar, 11 minutes, 12 points, 4 rebounds. And look at this, 6 out of 7 field goals. Exceptional showing here for the man in the middle para sa Barangay Ginebra. And he has spiked his squad to a 52-35 advantage.
Welcome to your PBA Friday at ang unang handog namin sa inyo, bakbakang Barangay Ginebra versus Terrafirma. And after 2 quarters, total control ang ipinapakita ng Kings. Our score is 52-35. Now, with 1 week back in action ng PBA, sino nga ba ang pinaka-nagningning ang performance the past week? Well, from the San Miguel Beermen, our PBA Press Corps Player of the Week is CJ Perez.
CJ opens up the scoring with a 4.
Kita mo naman yung reaksyon ng CJ Perez.
CJ Buebuelo, bit-bit kung bit-bit. Going the other way, CJ goes 94 feet. Perez off the window. Floats it right over Henry.
Kahit sinong ilagay mo sa harapan ni CJ, iniikutan lang yan, nilalampasan niya.
All-around performance talaga ang pinakita sa atin ni CJ Perez in that game against TNT. But speaking of all-around, pang-apat na beses na nga maa-awardan ng PBA Press Corps Rookie of the Week from Converge. We have Juan Gomez de Leaño.
Juan on the move, puts it in.
One shot coming from JGDL, Mr. Do-It-All.
Free ball in Juan.
And look at this move. What a shot by Juan Gomez de Leaño off the glass.
His finger rolls in open naman.
Oh, look at the crossover by Juan Gomez de Leaño and the score!
Juan Gomez de Leaño, lefty layup is gone.
Yes, you saw that right. Juan Gomez de Leaño is again our PBA Rookie of the Week. Ngayon, sino-sino naman kaya ang mga pumasok sa ating top 5 plays? Let's watch this.
Rejecting the ball, it was not good. Umikot. The layup is gone.
Oh, what a spin move by Noko as they're now carrying the Converge defense to shred.
To score. Caleb Johnson umatake. The pass to Mamuyak. Outside shot. Three to be the buzzer.
That's huge. 3-point shot coming in Mamuya.
You off the crossover, bounces to Kelvin. Gives Titan the lead.
Laking bagay yung dalawang inches ng free throw.
Oh, natransmeda yun eh. Terrafirma with it. Jerry Gulen! I-approba yun! Munson up ahead! It is Titan by 3 points! They were down 15 in the second quarter. They were down 12 with about 8 minutes remaining in the fourth. Pero ngayon with 34.4, lamang na ng tatlo ang Titan Ultra kontra sa...
Bounces it over to Malonzo. A cutting Noko. Sinausaw pa.
Down the baseline and the pass coming from Noko. Oh, what started that play was Caracol.
Biggest lead of the ball game.
Si Javi, kanina tinirahan niya yan. Off the turnaround. This time, Magnolia comes up with a stop. Watch out! Save Lucero will throw it down.
And again, that turnover by David. Nakaposte, pinuntahan siya.
Kanina, 11 yan at the end
Oh,
of
it's a
one.
big to start of the second quarter. No? Here and there.
Japan! Galit na galit!
It's just so nice to see Japan Aguilar still doing what he does. At ilang turnover?
Dalawa pa lang. Yung isa, natapak lang naman sa linya. Hindi naman sa Japan.
Yun yung sinasabi natin. Defensively, they cannot break down. That was just too easy. Slam dunk by Richie Rivero.
Vientos on top of Nelly, no go. Rivero with a running start. Richie rises high.
Wow, second dunk off the ball game para kay Richie Rivero. And hindi basta-basta yung dinakdakan niya. Itong si Stephen Holt. This is how quick he got up there.
21 big ones para dito kay Rivero. More importantly, baba sa 6 ang inahabol ng Phoenix.
And then after makapasok ng quarterfinals, ang inahabol mo naman ang top 4. Yan.
Mag-twice to beat.
Paying attention ka.
Oh! Galinato was definitely paying attention there.
So that's what you need. Kailangan mo yung mga hustle plays na gano'n to ignite that energy para sa TNT. Remember in the first quarter and a half.
Aguema with a steal. Flores on the run. Flores throws it down.
Si Abueva, pinasahan ni Flores. And binalik ulit ni Abueva sa kanyang kasamahan.
5-0 counter mula dito sa Titan Ultra will pull them within 7 once again. Kate Flores rocking the...
One is close but no cigar. Napunta na rito sa Phoenix. Evan Nelly surveying the floor. Hands it over to Barangay! That's a jam for Kai!
And spectacular look-away pass by Nelly.
One situation. But he lost his dribble, gives it up to Nelly. Nelly bounces it over to Barangay for another slam of jammer! Right before the buzzer, Barangay puts an exclamation point to the end of this first.
Superb execution, great timing, and look at that one. Just passing that rock. Dunker spot, slam dunk for Barangay.
Again, try to prevent Patrick.
Herndon misses. Lapigan ang bola na kanino. Sasapuhin ni Moko. Oh! Sinanampak ni JV yun.
Kailangan nila lang marami ganon. Mga plays na ganon.
Halftime dito sa Ninoy Aquino Stadium. Lamang ang Barangay Ginebra 52-35 laban sa Terrafirma. At nakikita natin from start to finish ang lamang ng Barangay Ginebra dito. Sinusubukan ng Terrafirma. They're trying their very best but they just can't seem to trim down that gap.
17-point lead at the end of the first half. Umabot yan sa 22. Good job on the part of Barangay Ginebra. On both ends of the floor, they already have 17 assists and they've held Terrafirma to less than 40% shooting. At makikita po natin sa ating stats sheet ang rebounding advantage ng Ginebra. That's plus 10. At sabi nga natin sa assists, 17 na sila. Only 10 for Terrafirma. Bench, or rather second chance points, 7-2 ang advantage ng Ginebra. Sa perimeter points, ganun din. And just want to be able to say again, no, yung 36.6% field goal shooting ng Terrafirma. And that's within yung sinasabi natin na importante for Barangay Ginebra. Hold Terrafirma down to less than 40% shooting and they'll win this game easily.
Hernandez, the leading scorer for Terrafirma. Doon naman sa kabilang panig, also 12 points, the leading scorer for Barangay Ginebra. Let's go to the Dean's List very quickly.
Well, for Terrafirma, una-una, they need to play that high-octane offense, but that hasn't worked so far. Ang kanilang fast break points, only 4, and that's equaling the same fast break points ng Barangay Ginebra. That's X. And then yung familiarity breeding contempt, hindi nga nakakalaro si Maverick Anmisi, a former Ginebra player. But Aljon Mariano started for Terrafirma in this game. He has only contributed 6 points and 1 rebound and 2 assists. So that familiarity is not giving Terrafirma any benefit. And finally, capitalize on turnovers. Well, that's also not happening. Only 7 turnovers for Barangay Ginebra, the same number of turnovers as Terrafirma. So all 3 X marks for Terrafirma. And for Ginebra naman, all 3 check marks. They've been able to break down the interior defense of Terrafirma, mainly through the efforts of Japet Aguilar and Troy Rosario. Tapos naman yung movement to find the open man. Kita natin, nakaka-17 assists na sila. Ang average ng Barangay Ginebra this conference is only 20.9 assists. So they're only 3 shy of their average and we're just in the first half. Tapos yung sinasabi natin, hold Terrafirma to less than 90 points in the game and less than 40% shooting. That's also happening in this ball game because Terrafirma scored only 35 points. If they score the same number of points in the second half, that's only 70. So ang layo nun sa 90 points. Well within quota ang ginagawa dito defensively ng Barangay Ginebra.
We are all set for the next 2 quarters. Barangay Ginebra, sinisigurado makakuha ng panalo rito. With a win here, that should assure themselves of a spot in the next round. But ang hinahabol pa rin nila is that twice-to-beat advantage, making it to the top 4.
Kailangan talagang makahabol ang Barangay Ginebra if they want to go far in the standings because right now, with a record of 4-4, hindi pa sigurado. Sabi nga ni Coach Tim Cone, ang mindset nila, treat every game like a playoff game, like a do-or-die game. And they're showing it in this game.
Starting out with the same starting 5 is Barangay Ginebra. Anmisi starting off for his squad. Tries to bring it closer. A little bit too strong.
Kailangan ng Terrafirma yung opensa ni Anmisi. He didn't start in this game. He has not started at all in any game in this conference. Nakakuha ng steal. Sabi nga natin, capitalize on those turnovers. Mike Dona opting to pass and he will... Oh, he stepped out of bounds.
That's the 3rd time Terrafirma has done that, Kenito.
Eh kung minsan masyadong unselfish ito si Mark Donoy. Dapat siguro sinugod na niya to try to get a layup.
Holt left open for 3. That will remount. Offensive rebound. Gray will lose it.
Nice strip job. Here comes Mark Donoy.
He gives it up once again.
And that's an assist coming from Mark Donoy. Patapusan, that's his first 2 points of the ball game.
Ikot na naman ang bola para sa Barangay Ginebra. As they have done all throughout this match. Scotty gives it up. Holt for 3. Just short again. Ang ganda na naman ang pwesto sa loob ni Troy. At si Anmisi lang naman ang kanyang kalaban. Let's turn it over to Apple.
Anthony and the team, kahit pa paano nagkaroon ng improvement sa laro ng Terrafirma noong second quarter. Ang sabi nga ni Coach Ronald Tubid, nakakaikot kasi yung bola. Pero naman ang problema, masyadong natatakam sa tira sa labas yung kanya mga players. So wala namang problema tumira sa labas. Pero pag hindi na nakakashoot, dapat baguhin naman yung diskarte. Atake sa loob. The Jeeper urge to show patience and better decision making here in the second half. Back to you.
Thanks a lot, Apple. Another offensive rebound for Troy, and a foul is going to be called on katapusan. That's going to be the second team foul para sa Terrafirma.
Shot selection ang kailangan ng Terrafirma. Yun ang report ni ating Mansanas ng Bayan. And it's important that Terrafirma chooses the right kind of shot. Depende kung anong ibibigay ng depensa.
Rosario will stop, pop, and hit.
Parang easy, no? For Troy Rosario, that medium range jumper. And that's his.
Almost another steal. It is 3-2 break.
Ito yung tira galing kay Scotty Thompson. Pumasok!
3 Thompson.
3 points yan. That's a 7th 3-point connection of Barangay Ginebra sa laro.
At 20 na naman ang lamang ng Gin Kings. Zaldivar sa may labas. Katapusan, trying to look for space. Hangs in the air. Masyado malakas. Gin Kings, tumatakbo na naman. All to bring it back out. Scotty,
That's
left
wide
open. Almost dropped.
Ito na si Mark Nonoy. Battling the speed of sound. Naku, he was fouled going up.
And we have an injured Gin King here. Nagbanggaan yung dalawa as they try to go for the ball.
Is that Scotty?
No, it's Scotty that's standing up.
Oh, okay. Sino yung nasa baba?
It looks like it's Gray.
Oh, hindi yata si Gray.
Oh no, Gray is here.
Oh.
That's Troy.
Si Troy Rosario. Siya yung nakikipagbanggaan sa ilalim eh. Yeah, it is Troy Rosario.
Well, he looks okay. Nabagsakan siya. Nitong si Scotty Thompson.
Terrafirma actually is boxing out Japet Aguilar, and that's leaving Troy Rosario open to get those rebounds. Kaya siyang bumabanat dun sa underneath the boards. It looks like he's okay, but he'll take a rest.
Well, Coach Tim Cohn wants to take no chances.
Mark Nonoy, that was the foul. And he missed his free throw. Pero naman yung sinasabi natin about missing free throws, he's shooting only 61.1% from the line. That's 102 para sa kanya.
Ralph Koo, nakabalik sa laro. With the seal there is Japet. Hindi siya mahanap. Gray can't find a friend. Release pass, Scotty gets it to Koo. Back to Scotty. Shot clock down to 1. Short on that attempt.
Tough defense by Terrafirma. Ito na naman si Nonoy. Just bending himself in mid-air pero hindi pumasok yung tira.
That was 1 against 3. Aguilar inside, the floater short.
Siya pa din ang nakakuha ng rebound of his own miss. There's a three-pointer coming from Ralph Koo. Specialty of the house.
That's going to make it a 22-point advantage, matching their biggest lead, which they had in the first half. Hanmisi,
That's
floater.
a floater. Hindi pumasok. Here's an offensive rebound. Aljon Mariano. That's a Pinoy step. Getting the 2 points.
Lead is still 20. A lot of time still remaining in this game, but at the same time, Terrafirma needs to play defense, needs some stops. Inside Holt. Nice strip there by Hernandez. And Misi to the wing. Nonoy up and under move.
A reverse layup. Pinahirapan pa ni Mark Nonoy yung tira pero pumasok naman. Got 9 points in the contest.
We're gonna see that in the highlights for weeks to come. Koo, another 3. That rims out. Easy put back there by Holt.
Nobody challenging Stephen Holt. But that offensive rebound, ito, inside the lane. Hindi pumasok yung tira.
Holt looks a little hobbled. Kicks it out. Koo. No quick shots. Tulak dito. Galing kay Zaldivar.
Here's that pass and Mark Nonoy with the acrobatic shot on the reverse.
Puntahan natin si Apple.
nothing to worry about for the Ginebra fans. Yes, ininda ni Troy yung initial impact ng paghampas ng kanyang right ankle nung landing, but wala itong serious injury. They're just trying to manage it right now, making sure it doesn't tighten up, but he can definitely get back into this game kung tatawagan ni Coach Dyip.
Almost a steal, wide open shot, naabutan na ng shot clock. The man on the floor is Paul Garcia for Terrafirma. By the way, Garcia played for Barangay Ginebra previously.
Terrafirma sa may labas pa rin. Hernandez. Foul ay tatawag dito sa Barangay Ginebra. .651 still to be played sa ating third period. Hernandez umatake na naman. Masyado malakas.
Mali yung pektos eh. Oh, but Terrafirma getting a steal.
Olivario taking that ball away from the big man, Torres.
Here's Garcia, passing it off. They gotta take the shot. Marami pang oras.
Well, there was a change of possession since a brand new 24. And now a steal here for Holt.
Wide open. And an easy round-robin layup for Stephen Holt off the steal. Paul Garcia asking for the pass on the right wing. Doesn't get it.
Terrafirma not really passing that ball around.
And the players are just standing up. So very stationary ang kanilang opensa. Makes it easier for the defense of Barangay Ginebra to stop or cut off the shot, the passing lanes.
Puro one-on-one ang ginagawa ng laki nito.
Oo nga eh. Ito yung tira. Naku. Fouled in the act of shooting and he'll go to the line.
Holt got there a little late.
Yung familiarity breeds contempt. Naisip natin si Bob Anisi at si Algen Mariano. But Paul Garcia, as we mentioned, also played for Barangay Ginebra. And we'll talk to you more about Paul Garcia when we come back from this timeout.
Inandop eh. Dapat siya nagbigay ka ng flare. Pagbigay ng flare, umalis ka kahit mag-switch dyan eh. Kung mag-switch yan, ito dumive ka para entry sa'yo. Pag binigay dito kay Pau, si Prince ang magpo-falls kayo pa downhill eh. Yun ang problema natin. Ang tagal nyo mag-react dito sa ibabaw. 21 tayo ha. Pagbaba, 31 ha. 31. Who has Hernandez in this group right now?
On this day, December 12, 1989, the San Miguel Beermen completed the league's third Grand Slam, becoming the only second team in history to achieve that feat. They sealed the reinforced conference title with a 4-1 victory over the Añejoram 65ers at the Ultra, now known as Phil Sports, led by Carlos Briggs's 52-point explosion.
That's history sa ating PBA annals. At napagit mo si Carlos Briggs. Who can forget? That guy was shooting all the way from 4-point distance.
That is right.
4 points at that time.
Everybody remembers the hair.
Oh, yeah. Si Carlos Briggs, red-headed, freckled. And Hernandez continuing to pile up the points. Ang bagit natin si Garcia. A little bit of background on him. He was a third-round draft pick of Ginebra, and in the previous Governor's Cup, he scored 7 points in 7 games, and that's it. He didn't play in any other conference last season for Ginebra. Finds himself now in a green uniform with Terrafirma. 1 out of 2 for Paulo Hernandez.
Malaki pa rin ang lamang dito ng Barangay Ginebra. Steele, binalik na ni Coach Tim Cone. They look inside, Torres. They want a challenge. There's a hack galing kay Garcia.
Torres is going to go to the line for free throws. Torres a 60% shooter from the line, 3 out of 5 free throws before this game. Very dependable big man. Huh?
Oh,
Nanakuha
definitely.
ni Coach Tim Con. Torres previously played for Meralco. And he's keeping Raymond Aguilar sitting on the bench. That's 2 out of 2 for Torres. He's got 7 points in this contest.
Sabi nga niya to si Norbert Torres, because of his outside shooting, really works perfectly for that triangle of his. Garcia sa may labas.
Oh,
Pasok.
yes. That's a three-pointer galing kay Paul Garcia.
$66-47 is our tally. Scotty to try to look inside. Gray steps back. Again, Norbert Torres just so much bigger than his defenders. At yun, nakatapat niya. Guardia. His three-point shot is brought to you by Arena Plus Sportsbook.
Terrafirma, that would be its 5th team foul. So nasa penalty situation na ang Terrafirma.
Barrientos, pinasok na rin ni Coach Tim Cone dito. Still naghahanap ng pwesto.
Oh, pumasok. Sunny is still now with 8 points. Quality minutes being delivered by this rookie.
Oh, definitely. He's actually one of those players that can get any shot. He's got a medium range one as well. Hernandez umatake sa loob. Still with the rebound. He'll push. He'll give it up. Balik kay Still inside.
Hindi pumasok. That was a layup para sa kanya. On the other end, ito naman ang Terrafirma. Yun ang ay, hindi pumasok.
Wala pa rin. Two misses from point-blank range. Barrientos sets up coup. Steal here.
Look at that steal. Easy 2 points. Yung hindi nagawa ni Steele kanina, he made up for it that time. He's got 10 points now in the game.
Approaching the 4-minute mark ng ating third period.
And I'm sure that's making Coach Tim Cone smile with pride as his bench players are delivering. Here's a three-pointer.
All day to shoot for Norbert Torres, and the lead is now 26.
That's another player in double figures for Barangay Ginebra. They now have 4 players in double figures, including Sunny Estil. And Stephen Holt is about to break into double figures with 9 points. Ito, I think Barangay Ginebra is looking to break this game wide open here. It's a 26-point lead. For Terrafirma, they're getting blown out. Last time out, natalo sila by 33 points.
Timeout going to be called here by Terrafirma.
Everybody's fresh here except Norbert, right? So we should be playing, keeping that tempo going, right? All right? Keep the tempo going. Be quick, but not in a hurry, huh? Be quick, but not in a hurry. Get out and go. See what you get. You don't have it. Fill. Someone fill in and get in that going. All right? You've got the big guy. You got Hernandez still. I wish Norman well, and I hope that he does really well over there. I feel a little guilty that I'm not coaching it because, you know, I am the Gila's coach, but I'm also happy to hand it off to Norman and give him this opportunity. It's going to be a tough road for them because they weren't, it's like us in the Asian games, you know. And we couldn't get the players that we wanted, and you know we were able to. I think that just motivated us and got us playing, and we were like, we felt we were underdogs, and So we had that underdog mentality, and that took us all the way to the gold medal. And I think there's a real good chance this could happen with Norman and his group.
Well, the basketball competitions in the SEA Games will begin
Tomorrow.
That is right. The team flew out yesterday. We wish Gilas Pilipinas the very best in Bangkok, Thailand, as we have this jumper. Boy, just 2 points here scored so far by Hanmisi.
Nakatutok yung depensa sa kanya. Kanya hirap na hirap. You know, talking about the Southeast Asian Games, ang hirap talaga when you've got the host country, you know, dilly-dallying with rules. And can you imagine, sa boxing, there are 17 gold medals at stake. That means there are 17 weight divisions. Thailand can enter competitors in all 17. All the other countries can only send in 13. So, labang na ang Thailand. Ano ba yan?
Well, that's always been the case during the SEA Games.
E tapos sa gymnastics, Elia Finnegan, kamuntik ng nadaya. If not for the president of our gymnastics, si Cynthia Carrion, asking for a recount, nanalo tayo ng gold medal. If not, na-silver tayo. Imagine, blatant yun.
So much shenanigans going on in the SEA Games. Right now,
easy 2
no
points.
hanky-panky, they say. Norbert Torres. Another solid showing here for the big man.
And that assist, that unselfish play of Barangay Ginebra. Here's another three-pointer coming from Paul Garcia. He's coming in red hot.
That's his second three for a total of 6 points.
And that's
David tries to answer.
Hindi, pumasok. That's a conference high for Paul Garcia. Yung 6 points niya. His previous high was 5 points.
What an effort there from David. Saving 2 points. And Barangay Ginebra will retain possession. When we come back, it's 75-50 in favor of the Gin Kings.
Area mo lang yung dalawa. Wala kang pakialam dyan. Bayaan mo yung mga perimeter dito. Kaya po, ultimo si Raymond, utang ito libre. Area by area lang kayong dalawa. Bayaan, huwag kayong basta-basta angat. Paul, kanina, huwag mong palabasin si Louie. Ikaw dapat. Ikaw lalabas. The drop. Boss, magdaan. Hard ball, right?
Welcome back to the city of Manila. Our venue here today para sa laban ng Barangay Ginebra at ng Terrafirma. Another explosive PBA doubleheader coming your way this Friday evening. Look at the performance of Norbert Torres, ang backup center ng Barangay Ginebra. Napakaganda na kanya mga numero, 12 points, 7 boards, and 50% from three-point country. That's what he can do, stretch the floor.
At yung size advantage ng Barangay Ginebra so evident in the rebounding department. There are 48 rebounds at ang Terrafirma only 26. So that's a big difference. That's a 22 rebound advantage for Barangay Ginebra.
Gonna go to the wing, Abarrientos, masyado na malakas. Garcia with the rebound. Siya magdadala ng bola. Balik sa kanya, Garcia. That's for 4. That was a heat check para kay Garcia. Here's Aguilar. Offensive foul na itatawag dito kay Raymond.
Naman namang hindi na ibabalik ni Coach Tincon si Troy Rosario, who went down earlier, and Raymond Aguilar now getting his chance to play.
We might not see any of the starters back, Kinito.
Totoo. The second unit of Coach Tincon has been able to hold its own.
Hanmisi, yung kanyang 3. Maiksi na naman. Torres will send it to the wing.
Easy 2 points. Sunny is still continuing to pile up the points. Siya at saka si Norbert Torres nakaka-12 points na.
That's a lot of help coming off the bench. Binanggit natin yan during the pregame. Kinakailangan ni Coach Tim Cone makapaghanap ng tulong sa kanyang mga starters. Sanggalang will overshoot.
Typical Sanggalang play. Yung pivot move at the low block, hindi na pumasok. Here's Norbert Torres faking that 3-point shot. And then Estil and Torres playing a 2-man game, and there will be a foul. Penalty situation in effect. The theater of free throws. Norbert Torres getting a lot of burn in this contest and keeping Japet Aguilar resting, which I'm sure Japet Aguilar doesn't mind doing. Si Aguilar nakaka 12 points na rin.
Well, they have 2 more games, Kinito. Kailangan fully rested yung kanilang mga starters.
Tama yun, importante that those guys are preserved. Oh, there's a missed free throw coming from Norbert Torres. Torres averaging 4.9 points right now, already with 13.
77. Now 78 to 50. Palapit na sa 30 ang lamang dito ng Barangay Ginebra. And there's a steal.
Barrientos will give it up. A scoop pass para kay Jason David. Easy 2 points. And you said it, Anthony, it's a 30-point lead. Staring Terrafirma in the face. And they're looking for the last shot. Here's the high pick by Aljan. And they give it up for a corner 3. Hindi pumasok.
They need to score there.
Here's
They just
a
might
steal.
be able to, no. Steal from Garcia, a little bit too late. At dyan magtatapos ang ating third quarter. At lamang na ng 30 ang Barangay Ginebra, 80 to 50.
Don't find your shots anymore. Same pa rin. Same. Bola natin. Bola nila, same. 32. There, then pagbaba, huwag ka na kayo mag-set up. Attack na kayo. Yung take naman.
Right now, let's take a look at the game summary. Look at the assist department. 25 para sa Barangay Ginebra, 16 para dito sa Terrafirma Dyip. At pag-usapan natin perimeter points. Napakarami mga shots galing sa labas. Led by Norbert Torres. Jeremiah Gray. And then, of course, Scotty Thompson. Napaka-steady ni Scotty. Tignan mo yung kanyang mga numero. 10 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. At meron pa siyang 3 steals. But the day for Scotty Thompson also might be over. Mukhang hindi na sila ibabalik nitong si Coach Tim Cone.
30 ang lamang nila. And then as you mentioned, sa perimeter points, plus 20 ang lamang ng Barangay Ginebra. Pati rin sa paint points, they're up 6 in that department.
Ben Adamos, pinas mo na ni Coach Tim Cone. Estil, masyado malakas. And again, he got the shot that he was looking for and he wanted. Chance now for Terrafirma. Try to get back. Foul itatawag dito kay Aguilar. Punta natin si Apo.
Tough love for Jeric Ahan-Messi. Sabi sa kanya ni Coach Jeff Napa, you're missing your shots. Don't look for them anymore. Don't force it. Play decoy. Attract the defense and make those extra passes. And for the rest of the Jeep to keep working and just keep on executing. Balik sa inyo.
Thanks a lot, Apple. Let's see what happens. Ahan-Messi still on the floor para sa kanyang kupunan. Sanggalang gets away for 2 on that putback. Coach Tim Cone is going to be monitoring that lead. Aguilar with handoff. Estil. There's going to be a push from Sanggalang.
Foul number 6, Louis Sangalang, his 5th personal, first team foul for Terrafirma Dyip.
That's 5 fouls on Louis Sangalang.
14 on shot
It has not been his night.
Terrafirma scored only 52 points with just 1:40 to go.
Barrientos
Wide
nakawala.
open. Nobody there to protect the rim for Terrafirma. Ito, nirarasel-dasel ni Paraiso, but stepping on the end line.
That's the 4th time that's happened for Terrafirma this entire game.
Oo.
Is their practice court a little bit wider and longer?
I don't know, maybe their feet are also bigger.
Barrientos, may tanga na naman ng bola. Not needing to rush things. Gumagamit na sila ng oras. Time is on their side. David.
May foul na naman.
That's gonna help out. Barangay Ginebra, they're gonna get a brand new 14 here to work with.
14 on shot clock.
Bigyan na naman kay Barrientos.
Aguilar, that's a 3. Hindi na pumasok. Big rebound here for Paraiso. Tumatakbo ang Terrafirma. That's been their gambit the whole night. Run the floor, but they're not getting the shots.
Terrafirma needs to make those open shots if they want to get back into this ball game. They've got a great opportunity here. But RJ Barrientos says, we're going to add to our tally. It's now a 32-point advantage.
He's in total control of this game. And Mariano trying to fish for a foul against Raymond Aguilar. Hindi kumagat. Look at that no-look pass. And no connection there by Jason David. But he'll get his points from the line.
Foul number 10, Alvin Mariano, his second, 13 foul for Terrafirma.
And want to wish Zamboanga City Councilor Junie Navarro an advanced Merry Christmas. He's watching us right now. Kaka-text lang niya. And Councilor Junie, kumusta kayo dyan? Hope your mom is well.
Substitution JM Bravo for Alvin Mariano.
Ayan po si Troy Rosario na mukhang hindi na maglalaro. Cooling his heels on the bench. Hindi rin binalik si Mark Nonoy.
That's surprising because they could definitely use him
Oo.
at this stage. Walang makakabantay sa kanya. Dito galing sa mga second stringers ng Barangay Ginebra. Terrafirma continues to miss from the outside. Palaki na palaki yung kalamangan.
Bravo has been a missing link sa larong ito. Bravo has not scored a single point. 5 rebounds, however. And for Bravo, he's actually the 5th player who's averaging in double figures for Terrafirma. Pero ngayon, bokya pa hanggang ngayon. Now he's at the line. Hopes to be able to score his first point. Yun. Itong nagagawa ni Bravo in his last game, only 3 points. And as we said, no, he's averaging in double figures. 11.3, that's 2 out of 2 para sa kanya. Hindi nagpabendang miss yan si Bravo when he takes his free throws. Pero pumapasok naman.
Whatever works, pero problema nga. Dito sa PBA, after you have a couple of good games, the coaches have scouted you. Nothing there from a steal.
Here's another rebound from Brent Paraiso, one of the best rebounding guards sa liga natin. Moving the ball around.
Sangalang will kick it out. Open 3, Hanapi. Masyado na malakas.
Here's a lead pass. Oh, what a beautiful catch on the pitch.
That's what Barrientos can do. Hit those pinpoint passes. Just like his uncle. Sangalang, hiningi na naman yung bola. Atake dito, galing kay Adamos. That was 3 defenders against Sangalang. Foul's going to be called in. A referee heading over to the scorer's table. Let's see what transpired. May warning pa dito kay Sangalang. Kanina para siya nagre-reklamo. Halos 3 minuto nakaraan dito sa ating 4th and final period. 88 para sa Barangay Ginebra, 55 para sa Terrafirma. Isa pa para kay Sanggalang. Just 4 points for Louie here sa gabing ito.
32-point lead here by Barangay Ginebra.
Adamos from the outside, masyado malakas.
Matakbo na naman ang Terrafirma. Will they have a chance to score?
Paraiso, blocked there by Adamos. Hernandez, no. But if they can't get their outside shots to drop, there's no chance of them being able to come back here in this ball game.
And that interior defense of Barangay Ginebra is so tight now, and Abarientos knocking down the two-pointer.
Looks like Abarientos will be given a rest as Nards Pinto getting ready to check in. Abarientos is a vital cog here para sa Barangay Ginebra.
And si Sanggalang just can't get the shots to fall from close distance. Those shots are usually easy money para sa kanya. Only 4 points, all scored here in the fourth period. That will be his fifth. Sanggalang, another double-figure performer for Terrafirma, averaging 12.1 points. But that defense of Ginebra has been unforgiving. Talagang pinitigan nilang Terrafirma. As they say, squeezing blood from stone. Ito si Sanggalang missing that second free throw.
Actually, Nards Pinto pumasok para kay Raymond Aguilar. And so, Abarientos still on the floor. Abarientos for three. Not gonna get the roll.
Kamontik na pumasok yun ah.
Inside, Sanggalang nakawala.
Hindi nagustuhan niya ni Coach Tim Cone. Even if they're ahead by such a big margin, he doesn't want any lapses on the part of Barangay Ginebra's defense.
Pag walang early attack, pwede naman mga early drag eh, down eh. Pag wala, go away. Hanapin nyo ng entry right away. Clear?
Pre, dodobot na yan.
Okay.
Kaya ulit ako.
Keep moving. Dodobot na tayo. Siya lang magpo-45 na lang.
Early drag pa rin natin para may movement tayo.
Wala yung early drag.
Iwas na tayo sa post, ha?
Tao.
We're getting layups in transition. That's the guard's problem, not the big man.
Vote now, PBA 50 All-Star, Candon City. Scan the QR code or visit www.pba.ph/allstar. Voting period, January 18 hanggang January 18 lang po. Details, 5 North, 5 South, 12 rookies and sophomores, and 12 juniors ang iba-vote ninyo. Our games tomorrow at the United Center in Antipolo City at 5:15. TNT up against NLEX and Blackwater up against the San Miguel Beermen at 7:30 in the evening. Got a full slate of games this weekend all the way up until Sunday. Sa pagtatapos ng ating elimination round,
Adamos. Nice hook shot that did pasok. Almost.
That was touched last by, they say, Bravo. Bravo was looking over to his coaching staff saying, you want a challenge?
Hindi na challenge yan.
Adamos sa may labas ulit.
Magandang pagkakataon nito para sa mga bench players ng Barangay Ginebra to show what they can do. As an outside shot, hindi pumasok para kay Steele.
Still some time remaining here. Sanggalang inside. And that's too much complaining galing kay Sanggalang. He just made the basket, looked over at the referee. And he already got a warning a while ago, Kinito. Medyo nainis na sa kanya yung mga referee.
Siya mabibigyan ng technical foul dito.
Watch him complain right after here. There he goes once again.
Tsaka tumuro eh. Hindi ka pwedeng tumuro sa referee.
Not to mention the fact na may sinabi siya na hindi natin pwedeng
Oo.
bagitin.
Actually, siya mismo nag-signal ng technical eh. Ewan ko, parang sinasabi niya, bigyan mo ako ng technical.
At nabigyan na nga siya. Abarientos is gonna miss it though. Still will be replaced.
Very good job. Pero ito, pinagsasabihin siya ni Coach Tim Cone. Always teaching his rookies lessons.
Let's go to Apple.
Especially now that they're running more, ang mindset daw nitong si RJ Abarientos talaga is to change the pace of their offense every time nasa loob siya ng court. Push the ball as much as he can, but at the same time, still making the right decisions on the court. Mahirap daw kasi making bad decisions, lalo now na kanyang tito Johnny A is with the team. So, lagi siyang mindful ng kanyang mga ginagawa. Balik sa inyo.
That's a big help having Johnny there.
Ay, oo. We've got two Abarientos in the organization of Ginebra, and there is contact, and he'll go to the line. Kanina, ang ganda ng chase down ni Jason David. Fast breaking to see Paulo Hernandez. Hindi siya nakakuha ng layup. He was blocked. 6:51 to go in this game. Aabot na ng 100 points ang Barangay Ginebra, yung Terrafirma. Malayo pa sa 90. Naku, hindi pa pumasok yung tira.
Yun na masakit.
Mark Dona is checking in.
Substitution Mark Donovan for Jerry Hanesi.
Nisi.
Well, they've given Hanmisi, yes, they've given him all the opportunities to shine.
Only 2 points across his name. It's been tough for Hanmisi. Last time out, he only had 7 points against Meralco. But against Phoenix, he also was held to 2 points. So this is his second time that he will end up scoring 2 points unless he comes back and scores some more before the end of this game. Ralph Koo. Baka matawagan ng foul dito sa Sanggalaw. Huwag naman sana.
Abarientos launches. I would have counted.
Mike Nonoy on the attack. And the pass once more.
An offensive foul is going to be called.
He tried to create space.
Number 6, Louis Sangalang.
Si Sanggalang, ang nabigyan. At six fouls para sa kanya.
So his day is done. He's going to hit the showers early.
Trying to create space there for Paulo Hernandez to drive in. 9 points para kay Sanggalang on scored here in the 4th period.
Got a timeout on the floor. Barangay Ginebra wants to sue for time here.
What do you expect them to do? Of course they're going to body up to you. You can't sit there and hold the ball that long, allow them to get on you. You got to get that ball moving.
Jerick Hanmisi, first 8 games, was averaging a little over 17 points, and then against Meralco, it dropped to 7. It's going to drop even further today, Quinito.
He's still the leading scorer ng Terrafirma, 16.2 points a game. But yes, that scoring average will continue to drop. Missing in action dito for Terrafirma, ang kanyang kapatid si Maverick Hanmisi, still nursing that calf muscle injury from that game against Titan. A game that Terrafirma could have won. They lost that one by 3 points to Titan, 111 to 108.
Looks like Maverick is obviously not going to play here today, and his brother Jerick is also done.
Deflection in the part of, that went off Barangay Ginebra.
Lumusot dun sa kamay ni David.
Oo.
Still half a quarter to be played here. You got to try to get this down to at least 15. That's a start.
That's a good pass coming from Brent Paraiso. Raymond Aguilar will miss the layup and he'll go to the line.
Looking for a quick strike in the other end are the Gin Kings.
Both teams now are in the penalty. That's a 15 foul against Terrafirma. Raymond Aguilar, a member of that 40-year-old club ng PBA. He was undrafted in 2009. Can you believe it? And he has gone from one team to the other. He played for TNT. He played for Mahindra. He played for Blackwater. He even played in the Thailand League in the Asian Basketball League.
But you know, Kinito, you can't find a harder worker.
Oh, that's the reason why he's still in the league. A missed layup there by Brent Paraiso. Just things not going the way of Terrafirma in this contest. Laboring behind a 27-point deficit.
Ito na si Nonoy. He'll kick it out. Paraiso. That's a long three. No. Who will grab that rebound? And they'll bring it up. Ito na. Nilabas na rin si Abarientos. Point guard si Nards Pinto. Still with the handoff. David sa may loob. Short on that layup. It goes to Koo. David inside for two.
Unselfish play by Barangay Ginebra. That's 8 points now for David. And Paraiso missing his second straight layup. And he'll be called for the foul. That's a frustration foul on his part.
There's no way a referee is going to call a foul when you attack three defenders all by your lonesome.
Hindi na din binalik ng Terrafirma ko ng zona, no? And I think a big reason is because pumapasok yung mga tres ng Barangay Ginebra sa those perimeter shots. Little by little, crumbling that defense of Terrafirma. Nasa penalty ng Terrafirma, kanya titira ng free throw si Jason David.
So ibabalik pa si Ahanmisi rito.
Yun. Baka makapuntos pa si Jerry Ahanmisi. 4:54 to go. But this game has slowed down because both teams in the penalty.
Which is quite ironic that it happens here in the fourth period when it's a blowout. Pero ang ganda ng ating pace ng first two periods. Under 5 minutes to be played. Nonoy nakawala na naman.
Oh, what a shot. He's a master at making almost impossible shots.
At sa kanyang bilis, talagang naiwasan niya lahat ng kanyang mga defenders.
Hindi mo masabayan eh.
Barangay Ginebra, ikot na naman ng bola. Gamit ng oras. Pinto. Finds Aguilar. Aguilar from 16 feet. Rims out.
Matelier is in the game. Oh, sorry, that's Zaldivar.
But Bataliera was in earlier. There he is. He's there.
Oh, yeah.
0-0. Foul's going to be called. That's going to be on the Gin Kings. Nabigla si Aguilar sa pasok ni Bravo. And as you said, both teams in the penalty.
Bravo continuing to pile up the points. Hindi siya naka-score in the first 3 quarters. Ngayon nakaka-5 points na siya. Hinahabol niya ang kanyang average, double figures. Coach Tim Cone very satisfied with the performance of his bench. Daming contribution ng kanyang mga second shock troopers, second and third unit players.
Aguilar will look for Adamos. Ikot na naman sila ng bola. Nards Pinto, nakawala.
That's 49 bench points now for Barangay Ginebra against only 37 for Terrafirma.
Quick reply galing kay Bravo. But you can't trade baskets with Barangay Ginebra at this stage. with under 3:30 to be played. Aguilar with a seal. Hernandez. Offensive foul na itatawag dito kay Paulo.
And how can you be so unlucky? Nakakuha sila ng stop and an opportunity to score in transition. Na offensive foul pa si Paulo Hernandez.
That was clear though what the trail referee saw. A steal.
Hindi na pumapasok yung mga tira niya sa labas.
Hernandez gives it up to Bravo. Bravo will launch from 3. They just can't hit anything from the outside. Aguilar sa may
Ako, hindi pumasok.
Hindi na naman pumasok.
Yung layup niya. It's 5-on-4.
Bravo,
Hindi
masyado
pa rin
malakas.
nakakuha ng puntos ang Terrafirma. David, now he will score. Hindi rin. They will finally score. Napaganda pa. A 3-point play opportunity para kay Jason David. It's his game.
You've been jinxing them, Kinito.
Oo. Ang dami mga layup. Hindi natin mapaniwalaan how they can miss
pasok
from
na yan
close distance. Oo. He missed, got his own rebound. Napaganda pa. He's at the line now for a bonus free throw. Paul Garcia is back on the floor. Another former Ginebra player.
He has come up with 2 threes. Talking about Garcia.
That's 12 points for Jason David. That's a quick 3-point shot coming from Paul Garcia.
Kakapasok pa lang. David sa may loob. 101-70. Back up to a 31-point advantage. Nonoy naghahanap ng puwang. And Misi. He's gonna lose it. Finally, it's gonna drop here.
And that's his first 3-pointer of the game. A nice swisher. Pero malayo sila sa 90 points. So it looks like Barangay Ginebra will achieve that goal of holding Terrafirma less than 90 points in this game and less than 40% field goal shooting.
Garcia inside.
That's 8 points now for Paul Garcia off the bench, former Ateneo player.
Aguilar at the free throw line. Finds Pinto. Nice pocket pass. Aguilar for 2 inside. Nonoy trying to look for his shot. Gets denied there by Adamos. Nice put back there. Bravo. Now starting to get a lot of points here in the 4th period. So these are garbage points already. It's going to look good in the stat sheet tomorrow.
And still looking for more points is Raymond Aguilar. Got 2 big men on the floor for Ginebra as usual. Raymond Aguilar. Basket is good. He'll go to the line. Aguilar at saka si Adamos playing together.
Looks over at us and says, "That's my muscle at work. Watch it here."
Field goal percentage is 32.9% for Terrafirma. That's way below the 40% quota. As sinabi natin that Barangay Ginebra will want to hold Terrafirma too.
Under a minute to be played here. We'd like to thank all of you for joining us para sa ating unang laban. Another stop once again there from Raymond Aguilar.
Garcia wanted to slam that ball inside. Hindi na yata titira ang Ginebra.
Well, they're gonna have to take a shot.
30 seconds to go. Titira pa rin. Yun, that's a 4-pointer coming from Pinto.
Easy put back there for David.
That's 9 rebounds and 16 points for Jason David.
Well, a chance here for Terrafirma to take a shot.
No, they're not going to take a shot anymore. No point. They will go down to 1-9 sa record nila. Here's a outside shot na hindi pumasok from Ahanisi and Ginebra. What a great job on both ends of the floor. Plus, they were able to get maximum minutes from their shot troopers. Isang shot trooper na napansin natin, excelled both ends of the floor, was Norbert Torres because he relieved Japet Aguilar, gave him a lot of good rest.
We now have the Papad Player of the Game, brought to you by Devant. Enjoy unforgettable TV Papad moments with your family, only with Devant. And it's none other than the man you mentioned, Norbert Torres.
Norbert Torres hitting those threes, hitting shots from the inside, getting the rebounds, providing picks for his teammates. Unselfish play for Barangay Ginebra, masterful display of teamwork and teammanship.
Barangay Ginebra takes this one 108-77. And that, my partner, Nadine Quinito Henson, Anthony Stay saying thanks for joining us, everybody. Till next time, take care. Have a great weekend ahead. God bless.
Our best player of the game is Norbert Torres. Congratulations, Norbert. Today you contributed a total of 13 big points to provide that spark off the bench. What just had allowed you to come up with this inspired play?
Really just reading and being calm in the game, trying not to do too much. Whatever coach is set up for the plays and the system, that's all I was really trying to do.
Norbert, today is the second game in a row that the bench really stepped up, contributing 61 points as well. How does this help you in your bid for the playoffs?
Well, it's a collective effort with the team. I think it's a perfect timing. We're really getting our groove with the team. And it's, maybe 2 more games just before the playoffs. So it's perfect timing for us.
Thank you so much, Norbert, and congratulations once again to Barangay Ginebra. I know there are a lot of fans waiting to hear from you, so any message you want to send out to them?
Yeah, to all the fans out there, PBA fans, Ginebra fans, thank you so much for supporting PBA, supporting Ginebra. Shout out to Kuya Mike, Kuya Louie, JR, Mark. Love you guys.
All right, thank you so much, Norbert. Now it's time for us to hear from our winning coach.
We have with us Coach Tim Cone of Barangay Ginebra. Congratulations, Coach. Now you're 5-4 with a 3-game winning streak. With the schedule that you faced so far, including the national team duties of some of your players and the coaching staff as well, what are some of the positives you can draw out from that can prove beneficial as you move forward or coming to the playoffs?
Well, no doubt about it. The initial schedule of our games were really tough, and we knew we were going to probably get off to a slow start. As I said, we got off to a slower start than we had hoped for. But the idea is to always try to create momentum going into the playoffs. And so these guys, our guys, really, they knew the magnitude of these 2 games this weekend or this Wednesday and Friday. In terms of the big picture, in terms of us securing a spot in the playoffs and, again, still maybe getting lucky and getting to the top 4. But the bottom line for us is that we just want to be playing good basketball when we're going into the playoffs. And our bench has played well. Guys coming off the bench, they've been able to continue the momentum that the starters have brought. And, again, I just think it's just a recognition of these guys understanding the magnitude of these last 2 games, how important they were. It's just something we could not have split or lost to, obviously. We needed these 2 desperately, and they played with a level of desperation, and I'm proud of that.
Balikan natin ang mga highlights ng ating laro. Japet Aguilar good start. That is team off. With a big slam inside. Ito na si Nonoy. Nagpakita ng kanyang bilis. Getting that layup inside. Kaso lang, napakalaki na ng lamang ng Barangay Ginebra dito. And then they go inside once again. It's Norbert Torres flexing his muscles. First quarter ended in favor of Barangay Ginebra, 25-13. Pasok naman tayo sa ating second quarter. Paulo Hernandez off that steal. Napakadaling layup. Scotty Thompson played sparingly today. Hindi siya masyadong kinailangan. Comes up with a three-point play here. Galing sa isang foul ni Luis Angalang. And then Troy Rosario helping out here. Off that putback. That's what he does best. At pagkatapos ng dalawang quarter, 52-35 ang ating talaan. Papasok sa third. Dito na kumana si Holt. Napakaraming turnovers na Terrafirma. At pinagsamantalahan ng Barangay Ginebra. Former Barangay Ginebra player Garcia. Bigyan ng pagkakataon. Makes that three. Another player given a lot of playing time. Estil. Just kissing it off the glass there. At papasok sa ating fourth quarter. 30 ang lamang ng Barangay Ginebra. RJ Barrientos wanted to make sure of this one. It's a jumper from 14 feet to extend the lead to 34 points. Tapos kumana si Jason David off that pass from Kuz. Dito na, nagpakita ng kanyang lakas. Raymond Aguilar getting a three-point play to drop here. And the round was on. Watch it once again. Naipasok ni Aguilar yung kanyang tira. Sabi ni Tim Cone, yung pangako na mananalo sila. That's what they got. 108-77 is our final tally here. Well, stick around. More to come in your PBA. Second game, it's Meralco up against Phoenix. That's going to be our coverage. In fact, my partner, Kenito Henson, Anthony Stay saying thanks for joining us, everybody. Until next time, take care. Have a good night ahead. God bless.